Hi everyone, welcome back to i-Tutor IAS Academy. And today's topic is growth of Asian nations, China and Japan after Second World War. It's lesson 32. Okay, so and after all world wars, historically China and Japan have followed divergent paths to growth, with China often serving as central cultural and economic core of East Asia, while Japan successfully modernized earlier to become the region's first industrial power. Okay, so today China has overtaken Japan as the world's second largest economy, though Japan maintains a significantly higher per capita income. So that is in today's time. And China was the cradle of East Asian civilization, influencing Japan's writing system, religion, that is Buddhism, and political philosophy like Confucianism for over 2 millenniums. Okay, so Meiji Restoration in Japan around 1868, and China's decline also in Qing dynasty suffered from internal rebellion and lost wars like Opium War, leading to foreign spheres of influence that drained its wealth and delayed industrial growth in China's history. And post-war miracles are Japan's economic miracle happened after World War II. Japan experienced decades of unprecedented growth, become the world's second largest economy by late 1960s through high-tech manufacturing and exports. And China's reform and opening up also happened in 1978. So Deng Xiaoping initiated market-oriented reforms that sparked a miracle that grows. So China's economy grow by roughly 10% annually for over 30 years. Okay, so that is the history of China and Japan and growth of Asian nations. Okay, so further we will discuss in this unit rise of modern China. Asia is generally divided into South Asia, Southeast Asia, East Asia, and West Asia. It's four divisions are there in South Asia, Southeast Asia, East Asia, and West Asia. Okay, and China and Japan are part of East Asia. Okay, it's in east side of Asia, and the People Republic of China, which was established in 1949, is the largest country in East Asia, and it is also the fourth largest country in the world, and it has the largest population in the world. Okay, so it shares its border with 14 nations in Asia. So one is India, right? China is one of the oldest civilization in world. China was ruled by many dynasties during the 19th and 20th centuries. China was ruled by the Manchu dynasty. So Manchu dynasty in China during the Manchu rule became weak, and China was called the sick man of Asia. Okay, so it became a quasi colony of the Western powers. The European countries came to China for trade and commerce. China called Europeans as red barbarians. Okay, China called Europeans as red barbarians. China imposed many restrictions on European traders. Kohong, that is security merchants, was the institution that controlled the European trade. Particularly, the English and French did not like this. Slowly, the English merchant introduced opium to the Chinese traders, and in due course of time, China imported large quantities of opium. Opium eating became a national vice, and therefore, the Chinese government imposed rule to prohibit opium trade. And the action of Commissioner Lin Se Su, so this is Lin Se Hu's picture here, led to first opium war. The first opium war happened in 1839 to 1842, in which England defeated China. The war came to an end with the Treaty of Nanking. In 1856, the second opium war took place, and this time the Britain, France, USA, and Russia fought against China. The war ended with the Treaty of Tianjin in 1860. Okay, so two treaties are there in first opium war and second opium war, and thus the Western countries established their supremacy in China. China was partitioned into many economic zones controlled by Western powers. This is known as the cutting of the Chinese melon. Okay, so cutting China into many pieces. So failures of Manchu dynasty led to the Taiping rebellion. Taiping Rebellion in 1851 to 64 in China. It was led by Hung Xiu Chuan. Okay, so it's all Chinese names. Okay, Hung Xiu Chuan. The rebellion was crushed, and China was controlled by Qun Su Xi from 1860 to 1908 till her death. And Su Xi's reactionary rule led to revolutionary movement in China. Okay, and in 1894-95, a war broke out between China and Japan. This is known as the First Sino-Japanese War. And the war was fought for the control of Korea. China was defeated in this war. This led to the Chinese revolt known as the Boxer Rebellion against the foreign dominion of China. Okay, that is Boxer Rebellion. This rebellion was also suppressed with the help of Western countries. However, during this time, an intellectual emerged as the undisputed leader of China. He was Dr. Sun Yat-sen. Okay, may all of you know Sun Yat-sen name in Dr. Sun Yat-sen. He's known as the Morning Star of China. He mobilized the young revolutionaries and started the 1911 revolution in China. This revolution ended the Manchu rule in China. New flag, new calendar were adopted. China for the first time became a republic, and Yuan Shi Kai became the president of the Chinese Republic. And during the First World War, Japan captured the Shantung province from China. After the war, at the peace conference at Versailles, China wanted to get back her territory of Shantung province, and but the Allied countries gave Shantung to Japan immediately. The May 4th movement started in China. May 4th movement, and the following this once again Dr. Sun Yat-sen assumed control of China. He started Kuomintang party. Okay, in China, Kuomintang party with the Russian help. He wanted to introduce reform in China. It was during this period the Chinese Communist Party of China was started. Zhou Zedong and Chao and Lei were the original founding members of the Communist Party of China. And in 1924, Dr. Sun Yat-sen passed away. The leadership of the Kuomintang party was assumed by Chiang Kai-shek. In the beginning, there was an understanding between the Kuomintang and the communists, but soon both became rivals. Chiang wanted to exterminate Mao's Communist Party. Mao retired to North China. It is known as the Long March. And there, the communists established their control. In 1945, a civil war broke out between the communists and the Kuomintang. Finally, Mao established the People's Republic of China in October 1949. And Chiang Kai-shek fled to Taiwan, and which is known as the Nationalist China. During the Cold War era, the USA supported the National China, hence, the Nationalist China became a member of UNO until 1971. The People's Republic of China was admitted as a member in the UNO only in 1971. So, this is a picture of Mao Zedong. And Mao Zedong introduced the economic reform known as the Great Leap Forward. In 1966, Mao launched the Cultural Revolution. During the Cultural Revolution, those who were against Mao were removed from the Communist Party and imprisoned. After Mao's death in 1976, and the Gang of Four were arrested. Following this, Deng Xiaoping quickly captured power from Mao's successor Hua Guofeng, and Deng introduced many economic reform, including the relaxation of government control over the Chinese economy. Thus, China moved from a planned economy to a mixed economy. As a result of the changing economic scene, China formally joined the World Trade Organization in 2001. Okay, so this is all about China, Chinese history, and Japan. What about Japan? Japan was the only country which was not colonized by the European countries in Asia. Though it was geographically a small country, it became powerful country. Japan, like the Western countries, followed a policy of imperialism in Asia, and it possessed great military strength. Today, Japan is an economic giant. And Japan followed a policy of isolation for more than 200 years. It was broken by Perry of the USA on 8 July 1853. His mission paved the way for Japan's trade with the West, and during this period, the Tokugawa shogun controlled the Japan, and Perry's mission led to the restoration of Japanese emperor to full authority. This is known as the Meiji Restoration in Japan. Okay, so Meiji Restoration had initiated many reforms in Japan, and the feudal system was abolished. Western legal system was adopted, and constitutional monarchy, as in Britain, was introduced according to Meiji Constitution, and Japan was fully modernized. Soon, Japan followed a policy of militarism and imperialism. Japan defeated China in 1894-95. Subsequently, it defeated the biggest European country, Russia, in 1904-05 during the First World War. Japan captured the Chinese territory of Shantung, which was leased to Germany, and it also imposed the 21 demands on China. Thus, at the end of the First World War, Japan emerged as a superior military power. Hence, in order to control Japan's navy, the Washington Naval Conference was held in 1921 to 22, but this was only a temporary measure. In 1931, Japan invaded Manchuria and established a puppet regime, and in 1937, once again, Japan invaded China. Finally, it joined with Germany and Italy and formed the Axis. In 1941, Japan attacked the Pearl Harbor, and the USA entered the Second World War in support of Britain and France and Russia. And on August 6th and 9th, two atom bombs were dropped by the USA on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. In I think in Second World War we already discussed this, and Nagasaki and Hiroshima, and Japan surrendered to the USA. Okay, so that General MacArthur and Emperor Hirohito. Okay, after the war, Japan was placed under the control of Supreme Commander General Douglas MacArthur. The new constitution took effect on 3rd May 1947. The US and 45 other allied nations signed the San Francisco Peace Treaty in September 1951. Following the treaty, Japan was made an independent nation once again. Okay. From the 1950s to the 1980s, Japan's history consists mainly of its rapid development into a major economic power. The USA provided the latest technology to Japan, and thus Japan rapidly rebuilt its heavy industrial sector. This is MacArthur. Japan soon emerged as a significant power in many economic spheres, including steel making, car manufacturing, and the manufacturing of electronic goods. And distinguishing characteristics of the Japanese economy, including the cooperation of manufacturers, suppliers, distributors, and bank in closely knit group called Keiretsu emerged. For example, Mitsubishi and Sumitomo of Mitsui and Daiichi Kangyo. These are the Japanese names, so please go through the spellings. And Sanwa are some of the powerful companies. Okay, politically, the post-war Japan was being dominated by one party, the Liberal Democratic Party, and the party remained practically invincible for almost half a century. And Emperor Hirohito died in 1989, and his son Akihito succeeded. In the 21st century, Japan emerged as a strong economic power, and Japan is the only Asian country to be included in the group developed countries. Japan is a member of G8, that is group of developed countries. Okay, so this is all the history of Japan and China. Now both are the powerful countries. Okay, so this is all about it in world history, Japan and China. In between any doubts, you can contact us anytime. For more NCRT series, you just do like, share, and subscribe our channel. Thank you so much.
We offer well-equipped reading rooms for students, reading room and premium reading room. Our facilities are comfortable and executive chairs, inbuilt lockers, Wi-Fi, newspapers, periodicals, and a fully air-conditioned, peaceful environment and CCTV secured. Additional facilities include clean drinking water, a separate lunch area, and a game zone, chess and carom, for relaxation. For admission, contact us on 909-448-5485 Trivandrum.